There's a truth that young men rarely hear. And because they don't hear it, they keep falling into the same traps, feeling confused, unloved, and sometimes even worthless. You've been taught that women are this complicated puzzle that you need to say the right lines, buy the right gifts, be the perfect man, just to earn her intimacy. But here's the reality. A woman who truly wants you, who truly desires you, doesn't need to be convinced. She doesn't need you to beg, prove yourself, or jump through hoops. Her actions will tell you everything. When a woman wants to be with you, physically, emotionally, spiritually, her curiosity about your life becomes unstoppable. And often it shows in two simple questions she'll always ask, questions that may seem innocent, but they reveal everything about her level of interest. But here's the part that cuts deep. Too many men ignore the signs. Too many men chase what was never meant for them, while the one who desires them waits silently, unnoticed. Today, I want to break this cycle, because once you understand this truth, you'll stop wasting time, stop losing yourself, and finally step into the confidence of a man who knows his worth. So many men live in a constant state of confusion when it comes to women. They replay text messages in their heads 1,000 times, dissect every emoji, every pause, every lol, hoping to find a hidden meaning. But here's the truth: desire does not whisper. It shouts. And when a woman truly wants you, her actions will always speak louder than her words. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how someone who really wants a job, or a promotion, or a dream opportunity shows up? They're not passive. They don't wait for things to fall into their lap. They prepare, they pursue, they position themselves to be chosen. A woman who desires you will do the same, except she won't always come out and say it directly. Instead, her energy, her effort, her eagerness will give her away. When a woman is drawn to you, she will create opportunities to be near you. She will remember the smallest details about your life. She will ask questions that make it clear she is paying attention. She'll respond faster, lean into conversations longer, and look for reasons to keep the connection alive. And sometimes those gestures may be subtle, but subtle doesn't mean silent. The problem is, too many men ignore these signals because they're too busy chasing women who don't want them. They spend energy begging for scraps of attention from someone who keeps them at arm's length, instead of noticing the woman who is already leaning in. Desire is not complicated. It doesn't live in excuses, delays, or mixed signals. If she wants to be with you, she will show up. If she doesn't, she won't. Period. It's really that simple. And when you finally start listening to her actions more than her words, everything changes. You'll stop overthinking. You'll stop begging for clarity. You'll stop wasting your time on dead ends. And most importantly, you'll start standing in your worth. Because the man who understands this truth no longer lives in confusion. He recognizes that a woman who truly wants him will always let it be known, not through what she says, but through what she does. Time is the greatest currency of intimacy. And here's a truth most men miss. When a woman desires you, the very first thing she will try to tap into is your time. You see, time is the one resource none of us can fake. You can buy gifts, you can dress the part, you can even put on a mask to impress someone for a little while. But you can't pretend about time. Where you spend your hours tells the world what you value most. And when a woman wants you, she'll want to know exactly when she can share a piece of that with you. She'll ask, when are you free? Or, what's your schedule like this week? These are not casual questions. These are windows into her intent. Because what she's really asking is, when do I get to step into your world? When do I get to have a piece of you, undistracted and present? Think about it. Have you ever had someone you weren't really interested in? Did you rearrange your schedule for them? Did you make space in your calendar? Probably not. That's the power of time we only offer to people and things that matter. When a woman wants you, she doesn't just hope you'll call. She positions herself for access. She seeks your time, not because she's bored, but because she wants connection. And in that connection, intimacy is born. Now here's the flip side, and it's where so many men go wrong. If a woman never asks about your time, if she never shows curiosity about when you're available, if she's always too busy or will see, that is not desire. That's indifference. And the worst thing you can do is keep offering your time to someone who has no intention of valuing it. The high value man understands this. He doesn't chase after women who never once ask for his time. He knows that the woman who truly desires him will not leave it to chance. She will create space for him. And that's the message here. Stop confusing excuses with effort. If she's not asking for your time, she doesn't want your presence. And if she doesn't want your presence, she doesn't deserve your future. If time is the first thing she reaches for, your space is the second. And this is where things get real. Because a woman who desires you doesn't just want to know when she can see you. She wants to know where you are. When she asks, "Where are you?" or "What are you up to right now?" those words carry more weight than most men realize. She's not asking out of random curiosity. She's probing for closeness. She's looking for the chance to step into your world physically, not just emotionally. Understand, this space is sacred. Where you are at any moment says something about your life, your priorities, and your world. And when a woman wants to be part of that, she doesn't hesitate to cross the distance. She'll find reasons to show up near you, to be in your environment, to experience you beyond the screen or the phone call. Have you noticed how someone who doesn't care will never ask about your whereabouts? They don't care if you're home, at work, or out with friends, because your presence doesn't matter to them. But the woman who desires you, she will want to know where you are so she can align herself with it. It's her way of saying, "I want to share the same air, the same moment, the same energy with you." And here's the test. When she knows where you are, does she move towards you? Or does she use that information as an excuse to stay away? A woman who wants you will bridge the gap. She'll suggest passing by. She'll hint at meeting up. She'll look for the overlap between her world and yours. A woman who doesn't, she'll just nod politely and disappear. The mistake many men make is ignoring this question. They don't realize that "Where are you?" is often a doorway to intimacy. It's her way of positioning herself closer, of shrinking the space between desire and reality. So pay attention. If she never asks about your space, if she's never curious about your world, she's not trying to enter it. And if she's not trying to enter it, she doesn't really want you. Because when desire is real, it will always try to find a way into your space. One of the hardest lessons a man will ever learn is this: interest and excuses cannot exist in the same space. If she wants you, you'll know. If she doesn't, you'll know too, through the endless stream of excuses. We live in a world where people are busy. Everyone's got deadlines, commitments, stress. But here's the truth: you cannot ignore people. Always make time for what matters to them. Always. If she's interested, she will carve out a moment. She will send that message in the middle of her workday. She will adjust her schedule just to see you, even if only for a short while. Interest eliminates confusion. But when she doesn't want you, suddenly everything becomes an obstacle. She's too tired. She's not sure. She forgot. And every attempt you make to connect is met with resistance. Those are not signs of a woman who desires you. Those are signs of someone keeping you at arm's length. The tragedy is that too many men ignore this truth. They hear the excuses and think, if I try harder, if I wait longer, maybe she'll change her mind. But let me tell you, effort cannot manufacture desire. You cannot convince someone to want you. And the more you chase someone hiding behind excuses, the more you communicate one dangerous message: my time, my energy, my worth can be wasted. When a woman is truly interested, she simplifies things. She doesn't leave you wondering. She doesn't force you to decode. She removes obstacles instead of building them. She says, "I can't today, but how about tomorrow?" She gives you alternatives. She keeps the door open because she wants to keep you in her life. And here's the standard you must live by as a man. If her interest doesn't create effort, don't create excuses on her behalf. Stop filling in the gaps she leaves empty. Stop rationalizing behavior that clearly communicates disinterest. A high-value man knows this. Interest shows up, excuses don't. And if you find yourself in a cycle of excuses, the answer is simple: step away. Because the moment you stop entertaining excuses, you make space for the woman who won't hesitate to show her interest. Every man at some point in his life has fallen into this trap, chasing a woman who was never his to begin with. and the painful truth. Most men stay trapped there for far too long. You know how it goes. She gives you just enough attention to keep you hooked. A smile here, a text there, a breadcrumb of affection. But never enough to truly satisfy you. She's warm one day, cold the next. She tells you she's just busy, yet somehow she always has time for someone else. And instead of walking away, you tell yourself, if I just try harder, if I just wait a little longer, she'll come around. But let me be clear, chasing what's not yours is one of the fastest ways to destroy your self-worth. Because every time you pursue someone who has no desire to meet you halfway, you are teaching yourself that love must be begged for, that your presence is not enough, that rejection is something to tolerate rather than reject. And the sad part, while you're chasing her, you're blind to the women who do want you. The ones who are curious about your time, the ones who want to enter your space, the ones who would show up for you without hesitation. But because you're locked onto someone who doesn't care, you can't see them. Men waste months, even years, running in circles around women who were never invested. And at the end, they are left drained, bitter, and broken. But here's the liberating truth. You don't lose what was never yours. You only lose time, energy, and the opportunity to be valued by someone who truly desires you. The high-value man understands this. He does not chase, he attracts. He recognizes that if a woman cannot meet his interest with equal effort, she's not the one. And instead of begging for attention, he redirects his focus inward, building himself, sharpening his vision, and preparing for the woman who will not hesitate to choose him. Remember this, every step you take chasing what's not yours is a step away from what is. Don't waste your life chasing shadows. Real desire doesn't run from you. It runs toward you. Here's the final truth that separates boys from men. You don't chase women into loving you. You become the kind of man who doesn't have to beg. Look around you. The men who constantly beg for attention, validation, and intimacy are the ones who haven't yet realized their own value. They think love is earned by convincing someone, proving themselves, or wearing down resistance. But real desire cannot be forced. You cannot negotiate attraction. You cannot argue your way into a woman's heart. A high-value man doesn't spend his energy convincing. He spends his energy becoming. He builds himself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually until the right woman naturally leans in. She's drawn not to his begging, but to his presence, to his confidence, to his groundedness. And let's be clear, this isn't about arrogance. This isn't about treating women as trophies or playing games. It's about knowing your worth so deeply that you stop offering discounts. A man who knows himself never has to say, "Please pick me." His life already speaks for him. When you focus on becoming, on your purpose, your growth, your discipline, something shifts. Women sense it. They see a man who is not desperate, who is not chasing, who is not performing to be chosen. Instead, he is already chosen by his own standards. He's already full, already complete, already enough. And here's the beauty of it. When you become this man, the right woman won't hesitate. She'll ask about your time. She'll want to know your space. She'll desire to be part of your journey.